Hello, and welcome to my QTP video tutorial, where I will be showing you how to delete a data table parameter. In this video, I'll answer two questions. First, what does it mean to delete a parameter from a data table? And second, what are some ways to delete a data table parameter? And in that, I'll show you two different ways. First, by using the DataTable.DeleteParameter method, and second, by deleting it manually. As a reminder, to stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button above. Before I show you the examples of how to delete a parameter, there is one precondition that needs to be met, and that is that the data table parameter has to already exist before you can delete it. I'll now flip over to QTP to show you the first example, which is by using the DataTable.GetSheet.DeleteParameter method. To begin, we need to type the word DataTable, then a period. Once you type the period, you'll notice that a drop-down list will appear. There will be lots of options in it, but you need to double-click the entry for Get Sheet. Once you do that, you'll notice that the drop-down list will go away, and the words Get Sheet will now be in your script. You now need to type an open parentheses, quotation mark, and the name of the data table that contains the parameter that you're looking to delete. For this video, I will be looking to delete the first column in the global data table. So since I'm looking to delete a parameter in the global data table, I will type in the word global, since that's a data table that contains the parameter. I'll then type in a closing quotation mark, a closing parentheses, period, which once you type the period, you'll see that there'll be another drop-down list appear that will show you several options. We need to double-click the delete parameter entry. Once you do that, you'll notice that the drop-down list will go away and the words delete parameter will now be in your script. Now type an open parentheses. Now in this, you can delete a parameter in one of two ways. First, you can reference the parameter by name, which in this case would be the word first, or you can reference it by an index number. Parameter index numbers begin with 1. So for example, the first column has an index value of 1, the second column has an index value of 2, and so on. For this first example, I'll show you how to delete the parameter by referencing it by name. So to do that, type a quotation mark, and then the name of the parameter, which again in our example is the word first, closing quotation, and a closing parentheses. Now when you delete a parameter, it only deletes the parameter on the runtime data table. By runtime, what I mean is if you delete a parameter during a test run, the parameter will only stay deleted while that test is running. So for example, since the first parameter already exists, if we delete it during a test run, once the test run stops, that first parameter will come back again and we'll see it. So it doesn't delete it permanently. It's only while the test is running. Now I need to create a filler line on line 2 of the script. The reason for this is, again, while the parameter is only deleted while the test is running, we need to be able to pause the script's execution after the line has been run so that way we can validate that the parameter has actually been deleted. To do this, I will use a wait statement. So I'll type the word wait, open parentheses, the number 1, and a closing parentheses. The way that a wait statement is typically used is to pause the script's execution by the number of seconds of what you typed in between the parentheses. Now in this example, we don't really need to pause the script's execution since we're going to be walking through the script in debug mode. We just need an extra line of code beneath it so that we can validate that the parameter was successfully deleted. We're now ready to run the script in debug mode. To do this, hit the F11 key. When presented with a run window, you can either click the OK button or hit the Enter key. In debug mode, to progress through the script line by line, you need to hit the F11 key every time you're ready to go to the next line of code. I will now hit the F11 key to move to line 2. By doing that, you'll see that the first parameter was deleted. We no longer see it, it is gone. So that's our validation that the first parameter was successfully deleted. We can now hit the F11 key to move on through the wait statement, which will end the script's execution. As you can see, the first column, or the first parameter, and its values have now returned. Again, that's because when you delete a parameter, you're only deleting it while the test is running. As I mentioned before, instead of referencing a parameter by name, you can reference it by index number. So I'll now show you how to do that. So you would delete off the parameter name that you had entered, as well as the quotation marks around it. So at this point you would only be left with just the opening and closing parentheses. Since we're looking to delete the first parameter, we would use a value of 1. We'll now run the script again in debug mode by hitting the F11 key on the keyboard, clicking the OK button or hitting the Enter key when presented with a run window. Hit the F11 key once the script is running to move through the first line of code. As you can see, it is again deleted the first parameter since we referenced it by a number 1 of an index number. We can now hit the F11 key to move through the wait statement again. As before, once the script's execution completed, you now see the first parameter again. This moves us to the third way to delete a parameter, and that is by doing it manually. To do this, move your mouse cursor down to your data table and hover it over top of the parameter that you're looking to delete. Once you've done that, click on it. By doing this, you'll see that it will highlight the whole column. You'll see the cells will show as black. Then right-click on the column header. So in this example, I'll right-click on the word first. In the pop-up menu that appears, hover your mouse over the Edit button. Then click the Delete button. You'll then be presented with a confirmation window that will say parameter is about to be deleted with all its cell values. Continue. To delete it, click the Yes button. What's different about deleting the parameter in this manner is this is not a runtime only deletion. By deleting a parameter in this way, you are permanently deleting the parameter from the data table, not just while the test is running. This now concludes our video, where I have answered the following 2 questions. First, what does it mean to delete a parameter from a data table? And second, what are some ways to delete a data table parameter? And in that, I showed you 2 different ways. First, by using the DataTable.GetSheet.DeleteParameter method. And second, how to delete it manually. As a reminder, to stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button above. Thank you, and I hope that you have a great day.